Good morning, class. How is everyone?
Good.
So for today's lesson, I would first like to start off with a question. Can you guys help me go with the definition of gestures, repugnant, and somber? Okay, so today I'm going to teach you how to find out the definition of these words without looking in a dictionary. And what we're going to do is we're going to become word detectives and look for something called context clues. So do any of you know what a context clue is? Yes.
Context clues are words next to other words that can be used to find the definition of a word.
Very good. So essentially context clues are words within a sentence that can help you find out the word that you don't know. So for today's lesson, I'm going to teach you 3 different strategies you can use in order to find out the words I just mentioned. So the first strategy is examples, the second strategy is descriptive words, and the third example is antonyms. Okay, and so in front of you is a worksheet with different sample sentences, and so I'm going to have each of you read them aloud, and then I'm going to show you how we can use these strategies in order to find out the words. So for the first, can someone read the first example for me? Yes, Dana.
Some dogs can be trained to respond to gestures instead of sounds. For example, a hand pointing in a certain direction or an open hand can be used to tell a well-trained dog to sit or stay.
Okay, so this first one uses the strategy of examples, and the first way we can tell that is because it uses for example. So can someone tell me what an example we can use to figure out what the word gestures mean? Yes, Kayla.
Hand pointing in a certain direction.
That's right, hand pointing in a certain direction. Okay, is there another example? Yes.
An open hand to make a dog stay.
Yes. Okay, so from a hand pointing to a certain direction and an open hand, what can we say that the word gestures mean? Yes.
A hand movement?
Yes, very close. So the exact definition of gestures is a body movement used to suggest something. And as you can see, by using the context clues, we were able to get really close to the actual definition of the word. So the second strategy I want to go over with you guys is called descriptive words. So can someone read the sentence for me? Yes, Kayla.
You could see how repugnant the bitter medicine was by the way she shuddered and made a face as she swallowed it.
Okay, very good. Now this sentence is a little more tricky because it doesn't tell you an example and it doesn't give you an exact definition. So what we have to do is look at what we do know from this sentence in order to figure out what the word repugnant means. So what do you think in this sentence will give us a clue about the word repugnant? Yes, Mason.
Nasty, tasting, or unenjoyable.
Yes, that's a really good guess to what the word repugnant means. And so now that Mason's made that guess, what do you think led him to that guess? Dana.
She shuddered and made a face when she took the medicine.
Yes, very good. So because she shuddered and made a face, we can tell that she didn't like the medicine. And then that led to Mason's guess that repugnant means something that's nasty tasting. Okay, so for the last example, I want to go over antonym strategies. And so basically antonyms are when a word means the opposite. So can someone read the sentence for me? Yes, Mason.
He tried to smile because of the mood of the party was not somber, but happy.
Very good. So one way to tell where the opposite is in a sentence is looking for words like but, however, nonetheless. More contrasting words. So from this sentence, what would be the opposite of somber? Yes, Dana.
Happy.
Very good. And so because we know that the opposite of somber in this sentence is happy, then we can guess that somber must mean something that's very sad. Okay, so now that I taught you the 3 context clue strategies of examples, descriptive words, and antonyms, I am now going to... Okay, so just to remind us of our strategies, examples, descriptive words, and antonyms, I'm going to do a chant. That way you can help remember these things while you're doing your homework. In front of you is a chant, so just read along as I read it. There's a word you don't know and with no dictionary. Finishing the homework can seem a bit scary. So put your detective hat on and look for the clue. Using my 3-step method will help you get through. Step 1. Look for an example.
Step 1. Look for an example.
I first look for examples of the word. that might illustrate how to define the term. Words like such as, for example, and including, help me find the word so I'm no longer brooding. Step 2. Look for the description.
Step
2. Look for the description.
When I find a word that's written in a sentence, I look around to see if a similar one is mentioned. Mood, tone, actions, emotions, and places will help you close all of the word detective cases. Step 3. Look for the antonyms.
Step 3. Look for the antonym.
How can we tell by looking at the sentence whether a profit, not a loss, was made by the dentist? If I can't find the example, then maybe there's an opposite. For example, a loss is the antonym of profit. On a top secret mission has a 3-step method. Treat words that you don't know like a word detective. Look at everything, don't be selective. Anything can help you be more effective. So, from this chat, you guys can just remember the 3 steps: examples, descriptive words, and antonyms.